Hello everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. Today we have another grammar topic to learn, and this time we have the future tenses, right? How can we access or how can we enter the right answers when we have different types of future tenses? And well, this is the big questions we're going to answer today. And well, before we start, I would like to thank StreamYard for helping us with this broadcast, and also Microsoft Whiteboard, which is a really useful tool. So I really recommend you to use it whenever you have a chance to work with it, right? But well, before we start, so let's start with the four future tenses. The last video we were learning about the past tenses. This time we have the future tenses. I hope you guys enjoy it. So I hope you guys can answer the exercises that you are given thanks to this video. So let's start. Let's remember that you guys can always take notes at any time. So let's write here the topic is future tenses. Now there are four different future tenses, or four different ways to use the future tense, right? The first one we have is the future simple, right? Let me write it here, future simple. Future simple, and this is the typical future tense or tense or sentence when we have to use the word will. Yes, after will we use the main verb, so we use the base form of the verb. I'm just going to write here the verb, yes, in its base form. Yes, so that is the future simple. But what is that? Basically it's when a person says, let's call it personal robots. Let's suppose someone says personal. You guys can always, you are invited to take notes in case you guys want to learn a little bit more. Personal robots won't resemble, won't resemble, won't resemble humans as much as they do today. They do today. What am I saying here? As you can see here, I'm using the future tense, right? I have a want, right? And my main verb, or the verb, it's resemble. Yes, what I'm saying is that they are not gonna look like humans, right? As much as they do today. So there won't be a lot of change in here. So as you can see, it says won't resemble humans, right? What I'm saying here, or my main use in this one, is to uh, to making a prediction, right? So I'm in this sentence, I'm making a prediction based on what I believe, based on what I believe, or a person believes, right? Got it? So this sentence is expressing a prediction based on what I believe, or what a person believes. Yes, guys? So I can use the future simple, yes, for this main reason. Yes, the first reason is to make a prediction based on what I believe. Yeah, there is another use I can give to the future simple. Yes, and this is, for example, when a friend of yours tells you, hey, don't worry. Yes, let me write it here. Don't worry. I will I will bring it tomorrow. Yes, as you can see here, the person is using, or the person who is speaking is using will, and then again the base form of the verb. Yes, don't worry, I will bring it to you tomorrow. But what is this person doing? What is the main intention of saying this? He's basically telling you or giving you a promise. He's making a promise. Yes, so we can use the future simple to make a promise. Yes, to another person. I will bring it to you. Yes, okay, so and the last, and well, it's not really like not uncommon to find this type of sentences. For example, this is, imagine you say this is really heavy. Imagine you're carrying some bags. This you're carrying this bag. This is really heavy. And then another person, I'm sorry, I wrote heavy in the wrong way. So we have heavy with Y. Yes, this is really heavy. Yes, and then someone else tells you, I will I will help you. Yes, I'll help you carry that. I will help you. So the person just in that moment, yes, comes up with that sentence, right? You say, oh, this is really heavy. And the other person says, I will help you. Yes, as you can see, the person is making a decision, but in that moment, right? So we can call it, we can use the future simple for on the spot decision. What does that mean? That you make a decision in that moment, right? You don't think so much, so it's just a reaction, a quick reaction you might have. You see? So for that reason, I can use the future simple. And how do I form the future simple? Yes, according to what we have seen, we use the for an affirmative sentence, I have to use will, yes, plus the base form of the verb. Let me write here base form of the verb. Yes, let's just give an action itself. So we have will and eat. Yes, just any verb in the base form. You see? So that is the way. If I want to say it in negative sentence using the future simple, I will have to say will not, or I can do the contraction, write the contraction won't, and the same. I have to use the base form of the verb. You see, in this case will be it, right? The same verb. Got it? So we have the affirmative and the negative form. But if I want to make a question, I always have to start with the auxiliary form. Yes, or I can just start with a WH question. For example, what plus the will form. Yes, what will you will be the subject and then the verb form. What will you bring tomorrow? Yeah. So as you can see here, that is the way I can use the future simple. But I told you guys that we have 4 different future simple forms, and this is our first tense. Second one, we have the future progressive. How can I use the future progressive, or what is it? Yes, let's go back here to the whiteboard, and I'm going to write the topic here. It's future progressive. Future progressive. I have it here. And when I have the future progressive, is basically when we have will, yes, and then I add be, and then I add my action with the ing form. Yes, we have the verb here with the ing form of the verb. Um, this is very common when I want to say something that is going to is happening in a certain time in the future. Let's write an example here. For example, if I say a week from now, a week from now, a week from now, you will be relaxing. You will be relaxing in the sunshine. Let's write it here, in the sunshine. Yes, you probably will be in the outdoors, or you will be on the beach. A week from now, you will be relaxing. You see? So what I'm trying to say here is that I focus myself in an action that will be ongoing. Yes, it will be an ongoing action in the future, certainly, right? Ongoing action in the future. You see? So that is the way I can use it. And as you can see, I am following the same structure with will, and then I use be, and then as I mentioned before, I have to use the ing form of the verb. You see? So that is the way I can use it for something that is, if we just make draw a timeline, this is what is happening right now. It's present, right? And what I'm focusing on here is the action that will be in progress. Yes, will be continue, right? For a certain time in the future. Yes, so as you can see, this is what I'm expressing. An action that will be continue, a progressive action in the future. Yes, another example can be, for example, if I say we will be riding, oops, we will be writing, we will be writing our first essay, our first essay for those who have this type of homeworks on Friday. So what the person is trying to say is the same. So he imagines that this person is he imagines what he will be doing on Friday. You see, there's a time reference here that's on Friday. So it's, let's suppose today is Monday. Yes, well, actually, it's Monday today. So we will be writing our first essay on Friday. So this person is using the sentence properly, using the correct tense. You see, future progressive, it's about that. So by using the verb, and then you need to use the ing form. You see, that's the way we use the future progressive for actions that are ongoing in the future. So let's try a little example. Let's try a little exercise here for those who are following. Thank you for following. And just I repeat, thank you for those who are subscribing. So I invite you to subscribe so we can have more and more topics here to go. So I have here a little screenshot of an exercise. So you hope you guys it's helpful for you. So let's go. Let's zoom it a little bit more, and we have it right here. So let's answer the following exercise. We have here I blank able to meet you because my brother and I soccer at school tomorrow evening. So what this person is trying to say is I won't be able to meet you because my brother and I, and then as you can see here it says play soccer. You see that it looks like a continuous. It feels like the person wants to express an action that will take some time to do, right, in the future. So we can say my brother and I won't I'm sorry, my brother and I will be playing. Yes, my brother and I will be playing soccer at school tomorrow evening. Okay, now the next example we have next Friday. We have next Friday for my French exam and my sister practice choreography. Okay, so next Friday I will next Friday I will I will be learning or studying. I think it's much better to say there. I think there's an mistake here. Let's say it's a study here. Yeah, there's totally a mistake in there, so it's not possible you will learn that. Yes, you will be studying for my French exam, and my sister will be practicing. So what this person is doing is he imagines himself like doing studying for his French exam, and her sister will be doing that too, practicing her choreography, as you can see. Yes, and next one we have who the next American president. Yeah, so the person is guessing, right? He's trying to make a prediction here. So remember that predictions we use them for with the future simple. So who will be the next American president, right? So we already got this one here. It's correct. It's trying to make a prediction. Next one, when I arrive at school, my classmates to correct their homework and my teacher to prepare a new lesson. So what would be the correct form? Present, future simple, or future progressive? It says here, when I arrive at school, my classmates will correct correct I'm sorry here I forgot this one here. It's be correcting. Will be correcting their homework and my teacher will be preparing. Oops, there you go, we got it. Will be preparing a new lesson. So this person imagines that The two things are happening at the same time. Yes. Next one we have, I'm quite sure that Scotland an independent country by next year. So we can say I'm quite sure that Scotland will be an independent country by next year. So he's just making another prediction. And the next one, the last one we have, at midnight tonight, I book because I'm already very tired. So what this person is trying to say is that he won't be reading. So it's an action that will be progressive or won't be progressive right in that moment. So he doesn't imagine himself doing that. You see? So that's the way we can use the future simple or the future progressive. Now let's continue. Remember that we have 4 different tenses and this is our second one. So let me zoom it here a little bit less than that. Here we go. Okay, we got it. Okay. This is our second tense. Now we're missing 2 more. Which are those? That's the question. Okay, let me continue here and move it a little bit upwards. Now let's go with the next one. Yes, we already have future simple and future progressive. Now let's go with a future perfect. And the regular structure for future perfect in here, it's will plus the auxiliary have plus the verb in the participle form. So let me write here verb participle form. Yes, this is a little bit harder, or it has more words in it in the verb phrase. So let's check an example how it looks. For example, by 2023, I will have graduated from law school. From law school. You see? Now I'm using a future perfect tense, as you can see here. So by 2023, I will have. I'm following the same structure. Will and have. Yes, will have, and then the base form. I mean the verb in the participle form. Graduated. Of course, this is a regular verb. You see, so it's ending with ed. But we know that sometimes we have the irregular forms. Yes. Now, what is this? So why do we have to use it? What is the difference between the future perfect and the other two tenses? Well, what I'm trying to say here is that by this time expression, this action will be completed. That's why I use the future perfect, because I use it for an action. I want to express that an action will be completed at a specific future reference. Yes, an action completed at a specific future reference. You see? So what I mean is that my time reference here is by 2023. Yes, in a timeline, it looks like this. Yes, let's suppose this is what is happening right now, and I will graduate at this point in the future. This is my graduation, right? I got my papers and so on. So I graduated, but this year it's 2023. Yes, so before this, I will have it completed. That is the future perfect. That's how we use it. An action that was completed at a specific future reference. Let's give another example here. Let's give another example. For example, I can say, by the time, by the time, by the time you come back, yes, that's my future reference or my time expression, the class will have finished. The class will have finished. That is the future perfect. Yes. So there you go. That's how we can actually use it. By the time you come back, the class will have finished. Yes, and I'm using the same structure. You see, will have and then the verb in participle. Yes. Now, how do you say this in, and this is an affirmative sentence, right? How do you write this in negative? I'm going to give you 20 seconds for you to figure it out and change this sentence into a sentence in negative in the same tense. Go ahead. Okay, there you go, guys. Well, thank you so much for your feedback, guys, about the screen. But well, so as you can see here, we had a technical problem with the screen. But well, we're gonna review it anyways. Yes, thank you so much for your feedback, guys. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys find it helpful. So let's try to re-explain it at the end. Yes. But well, thank you so much for your feedback. I hope you guys are like following, and I really think that. So there you go. Let's continue. Right. So as I told you guys, I was asking you a question like how you can make this sentence into a negative one. Yes, we have by the time you come back, the class will have finished. Yes, so in order to make it negative, so basically we're gonna write the same thing. We're gonna say by the time. Yes, this is the time expression. By actually, this is a time clause. hmm By the time you come back, the class, let's make it negative from this point. The class won't have finished. Yes, as you can see, what I just did was a change in the auxiliary verb. Yes, I instead of saying will, I just say won't, right? That's the big change I had. So the class won't have finished. Yes, and I'm using another regular verb. Yes, with ed. So all of these expressions, usually when you have future perfect tenses, you will always have this little phrase here, this word by. Yes, which means before that action, before this action, this needs to be completed. That's what it means by. You see? Wonderful. And well, we're missing the last tense. As I told you guys, I really, really sorry. I apologize with all of you guys who are following and you were just listening to this like a podcast. Um, and we're gonna summarize all the sentences, all the tenses. And finally, we have the future perfect progressive. Future perfect progressive. How can I use the future perfect progressive? That's a really long name, as you can see. In order to structure the future perfect progressive, I have to use the same, the auxiliary will. Yes, so pay attention to this one. It's really, really long. Will plus have plus been. This is permanent. These three don't change. Plus the verb that I want to use with ing. You see? I need to use here the action itself. Will have been and then the ing form. Don't get so scared with this structure because, well, at the end of the day, it's something that the more practice, the more use we give it, we're going to be able to manage it much better. Let's say if I say by the end of August, or by the end of October, by the end of October, you been, I'm sorry, I made a mistake here. You will have been studying antibiotics for 4 weeks. You see, by the end of October, you'll have been studying antibiotics for 4 weeks. What does that mean? That this person, by this time, let me put it in a timeline here. Put it in a timeline so you guys can understand much better. It says here now. What I'm trying to say is that from this point, I'm sorry, I did it wrong here. There you go. There you go. We got the line. Like by this point, yes, I'm sorry, by October, and here is October, you see, it's before, yes, I will have been studying 4 weeks. Let's suppose this is week 1, week 2, and week 3, and week 4. You see, 4 weeks now. So that's what I'm saying. Like by that time, I will have been studying, and it will continue maybe in the future. Yes, it will probably continue. So as you can see here, I'm using these 3 elements: will, have, been, and then the ing form. That's the way I can use it. Yes, if we want to describe the use, we can say that we can use it for an ongoing action before a certain time in the future. And then I need to give it, as you can see here, I need to focus on the duration of the activity. For how long will I be studying? Will I have been studying? 4 weeks. So I give emphasis to the duration of the activity. Time in the future with emphasis. I'm going to write here with emphasis on duration. Yes, that's how I use the future perfect progressive. It's the same as the future perfect. It's just that in here, check what happens. It's just that in here, I don't give so much reference to the duration of the activity. I didn't say how long would I be graduating. Yes, I just said that it was a completed action, as you can see here. You see? So the future perfect is when I complete something in the future before another action. And the future perfect progressive, I use it for an action that will be in progress. As the name says, progressive will be in progress. And I give reference of how long will I have been doing that. You see? For 4 weeks. Now let's review it. I'm so sorry because at the beginning I was not sharing the screen. You were probably just listening to me. So let's give it a little summary here. Wait a moment. Here, try to put everything straight. Okay, and then at the end we're gonna do a little test. Let's see if you guys are prepared for that. I'm pretty sure you will. You guys are really smart. Okay, so as you can see here, we have the future simple. What we mentioned is that we use the future simple for 3 main reasons. When I want to make a prediction based on what I believe. For example, personal robots won't resemble humans as much as they do today. It's just a prediction based on what I believe, and I use will. Yes, I can also use the future simple for promises. So I know you guys probably have promised something before. So when you want to make a promise to someone, Yes, you say, don't worry, I will bring it tomorrow. Yes, of course, you are committed to doing it, right? I will bring it. So you are using the future simple. I can also use the future simple for on the spot decisions, which means a decision that you make in that moment. You don't do a lot of thinking. So you guys just make a decision in that moment, just random or like quick thinking. Yes. So for example, if a person says this is really heavy, and the other person says quickly, it's like a reaction. I will help you. It's an on the spot decision. You do that. Yes. And in order to make an affirmative sentence, we say will and the base form of the verb. We don't have to conjugate it so much. We just do the auxiliary want if it's a negative, and the base form of the verb. If you want to make a question, you guys follow the same structure. What, WH, with the base, with the auxiliary, subject, and then the action. So that is the future simple. When you want to express something that is progressive or something that is going on, an ongoing action in the future, so you can use the future progressive, as you can see here. So for example, we can say a week from now you will be relaxing on the beach or in the sunshine. You see it's ongoing action in the future, something that will be in progress. As you can see here in the timeline, it started in the future and will be going on for a few hours, for a few minutes, for a few seconds, days. We don't know. It depends on what you want to say. For example, here, we will be writing our first essay on Friday. Yes, so this person who is expressing it is, he imagines, or this person imagines that he will be doing that on Friday. Yes, probably for a few minutes, maybe 30 minutes. How much do you take on writing an essay? Maybe 40, 1 hour, maybe. So this person imagines himself writing this day. Yes, something that will take some time. Okay, now we also mentioned the future perfect. Yes, the future perfect, we use it for an action that was completed at a specific time in the future. For example, by 2023, I will have graduated from law school. So this person is very close to graduate. So I know that some of you probably will graduate soon. But well, this person by before 2023, he will have graduated. Yes, of course, it's not 2023 yet. So until maybe 4 months more, I will say. In order to make another, to make a negative sentence, I have to use, something else we mentioned before is that we use, in order for the future perfect to give a reference to it, we use the by form. Yes, by the time you come back. Yes, this is a time clause. The class will have finished. So you can see here, before you come back, the class will have finished. So it will be really late for you to enter. And finally, the last tense we mentioned was the future perfect continuous. Yes, it's uh, basically the same reason, but we mentioned that we use it for emphasis. We give emphasis on the duration of the activity, as you can see there. Yes, by the end of October, you'll have been studying antibiotics for 4 weeks now. Look at how many words we use: will, have, been, and then the ing form of the verb, because it's progressive. So it's gonna take some time, yes, before October, just for 4 weeks. And those are the 4 different tenses. Now, let's go to the test. Let's see if you guys can go ahead. Let's see. This is a real test, guys. For those who are in, if you guys are gonna do a next exam, or if you are in a very important test and you need to go through future tenses, this is gonna be really, really helpful for you guys. Okay, now let's take the first example here. It says choose the most appropriate answer. In here, in this exercise, you will find all the future tenses reference. All the future tenses. Let me move it here away from this part. Okay, it's following me. That thing is following. Okay, well, let's just start like this. There you go. Okay, hope you guys can follow me answering. If you guys have a piece of paper or something, you guys can write your answers. And let's see if we can actually like agree on the same answers. We have future tenses test. Choose the most appropriate answer. By the end of the year, he become a doctor. Look at what we just found here. Yes, we have our friend by, and then it says by the end of the year. Yes. So what we mentioned before is that this little expression is very common in perfect tenses. So we are going to discard this one because this is not a perfect tense. So we only have two possible answers, either will have become or will have becoming, will have been becoming. But there is a little detail here. As you can see here, this is a progressive action, becoming, and the verb become is a stative verb. It cannot be progressive. It's more like a stative verb, something that cannot be progressive, never. So we're going to discard the last option and we're going to choose this one. Will have become. By the end of the year, he will have become a doctor. Okay, I hope you guys have done it right. Let's continue. Okay, number 2. John will be very tired tomorrow. He for more than 20 hours. Wow, look at that. John, okay, John will be very tired tomorrow. He for more than 20 hours. Look at what we have here. This time reference is giving us all the details. Is revealing all the secrets. We are focusing, or this is emphasis, is emphasizing on duration. For how long? 20 minutes. You see? John will be very tired tomorrow. For more than 20 hours. So it cannot be future simple for sure. Yes. And it cannot be future perfect because this is not an emphasis on duration. I mean, this is not a completed action. He will continue. So the correct answer will be will have been working. There you go. We're doing pretty well. I hope you guys, your answers are correct too. Next one, we have in October. And then the verb I need to use is marry. Look, marry. Okay, in October, I married to Jenny longer than I was to Susan. Whoa, I think he got a divorced. Okay, so in October, married to Jenny longer than I was to Susan. So what he's trying to say, as you can see here, this expression longer is focused on the duration of the activity. So we have two options. Either perfect is future perfect progressive or future perfect simple. So we have two options. We have will have been married or will have married. So what do you think, guys? Which is the best option? In October, I will have been married to Jenny longer than I was to Susan, or in October, I will have married to Jenny longer than I was to Susan. Okay, so the correct answer in here will be will have been married. So you were right. Yes, will have been married. Why? Because when I add the verb being, I'm giving a state of being to this verb. It's not the action. I'm not the one who is going to do the action, but I am the one receiving the action, which is married, being married. That's why I have to use this verb, not this one. Yes? Okay, let's continue. We have this one. Let's do two more. Let's see if you guys can follow me the whole test. It says, I can go with you next Monday. All my exams by then. Yes, I can go with you next Monday. So this person is available. You see? And this person needs to use the verb do. All my exams by again. Look, another keyword. This is key. Yes, put your eyes on it. Yes, by then. So what by then means is this action. Yes. So the correct answer, it cannot be present simple because we didn't even see it, right? During the video. But which one would it be more appropriate? A completed action or an action that will be in progress in the future. So this one cannot be the answer, and this is the correct one. I will have done all my exams by then. A completed action. Yes, that's why I have to completed action in the future. In the future. There you go. We got it. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. Then we have at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Wow, it's giving us an exact time, as you can see there. It's giving us an exact time. What do you think it would be? Any idea? At 3 o'clock tomorrow, and then we need to use the verb work in my office. So we have three options. I will work, I will be working, or I will have been working. What do you think? So the important or the context is giving us an exact time. So this is an exact. Well, let me write it again here. There you go. We got it. This is an exact point in future. Yes, it's not telling us like when you say by, because when you say by, is that before that action. And this one, when you say at 3 o'clock, he's telling us at 3 o'clock what is going to happen that time. Yes. So this person imagines himself. It's not a prediction, so I will cancel it. I will cancel future simple because this is not a prediction. Let me write here, not a prediction. And I'm not giving emphasis to the activity. So the only option I have is I will be working. You see? At 3 o'clock tomorrow, I will be working in my office. Let's do the last one, I promise. It's just that whenever I have these type of examples, I really get the rhythm. I really like doing these grammar exercises, so I hope you guys are enjoying too and learn about the future tenses. So we have the next one. It says tomorrow it will be the fourth day that the sun, and then we have not rise. That's what we have. So we have is not rising, won't have risen, I'll be rising. What do you think? It will be the fourth day. The fourth day that the sun, he's giving us, this person is giving us, right, a reference that tomorrow, which is a point in time. Yes, if we figure out ourselves in a timeline, this is now. Yes, and tomorrow is this day. Let's suppose tomorrow it's Tuesday. So it's not Tuesday yet, it's before. So this person imagines, right, that by this time, by Tuesday, or by the next day, the next won't have risen. So this is the correct answer. You see, this is present. This is present simple in the passive voice, and this one is not possible. Okay, because well, it's using a negative sentence, as you can see. It's asking us for a negative sentence, not an affirmative sentence. Okay, and finally, the last one. At the end of the week, we enjoy each minute of our holidays. At the end of the week, yes, at the end of the week, we each minute of our holidays. So we can say that this person already completed this action. At the end of the week, we will have enjoyed. Yes, we cannot. It cannot be this any of these ones because these two sentences are progressive. You see, these two sentences are progressive, and the verb enjoy cannot be with ing. Never. Okay, we cannot say enjoying. Yes, that's because enjoy, it's part of a steady verb. It's a steady verb, in other words. Yes, remember, so there was a lesson about steady verbs. There is a lesson for learning about which are the steady verbs that we can use in progressive mode. You can find it in the channel. And well, guys, I hope you guys found this video useful for future tenses. Hope you guys can answer now your tests, your exams, or your homeworks properly based on what we have done here. So guys, I really, really love that you were being here and you were giving me feedback. I again apologize for not sharing screen at the beginning of the I think it was the first 20 minutes, but well, you guys can follow me the next video for the all the present tenses. So let's see if you guys can follow me in that one, and don't forget to subscribe whenever you finish. And thanks again for those who were collaborating. Thanks for StreamYard, who is a great application. You guys can use it anytime, and Microsoft Whiteboard. So thank you so much, and don't forget to comment and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye bye.